Hi, everyone. My name is Drew Holland, and this is my video Genogram. Okay, so it's a big jumbled mess. Um, that's my life. So let's get started. Okay, so here I have my dad and my mom who are still currently married. They were married in 1978. They had their first born son in 1978 as well. He's right here and he's 43 right now. Then they had my older sister, who's 38 now. Then they had me. I'm almost 30 next month. Then 11 months later, they had my little sister. She's 29 or will be 29. And then 6 years after that, they had my littlest sister. Okay, so I can't really go on without explaining the emphasis that my Nana and her husband Jack had on me growing up. I had a really strong relationship with both of them, and I feel like they made me who I am today. But my dad wouldn't be here if my Nana had not married their dad. And they had a daughter who's now deceased. My dad, then his little sister, and then their little brother. So those are my aunts and uncles. And then my Nana and Jack never had any kids, but he did have children on his own for a previous marriage, but we weren't ever close to them and they don't really pertain to my life right now. And then over here is my mom. And so I have my grandpa and my grandma. And so they're both deceased, but they had an uncle, another son, my uncle. Then they had my mom. And then they had another little boy or my uncle. And so my mom was the only girl. Okay, so before I get into the nitty gritty, so yes, my parents were married in 1978. I'm pretty sure this is when they had a separation. And then again, I know that they had a separation at that time too, 2003. And then they had one kind of like before I was born. Um, so since there's such a big age gap between me and my older brother, he was having kids when I was like in seventh grade. So I like practically grew up with his kid. I was like an aunt at like 12. Weird. But so they had a little girl and then they have a little boy or had a little boy. And then they have two other little girls. And I mean, my niece is like almost 18 now. So there's that. And then my sister married and she has a boy. And then she has a transgender daughter. And then she has another daughter. And there's me, and I got married, and I have two daughters. And then my sister, who's only 11 months apart from me, is married, and she has two little boys. And then my littlest sister lives with her boyfriend, and they have a cat. Okay, so I can talk about the relationships a little bit. So, I mean, we were like a happy little family growing up. But within the last, I'd say, what is it now, like 8 years? Maybe not that long. I don't know, 6 years, let's say, 6 or 7. Kind of like when I got married, I ruined the family. Some stuff started happening. So growing up, I guess there was right here, and I think a lot to do with that separation that my parents had. Of course, they're still married now. I don't know, probably should have gotten divorced, but they're still married. There is emotional abuse from what we've heard. Okay, so like recently, my brother and dad were in business together, and that kind of like broke the ties between these two. So my dad and brother are cut off now. My brother and mom are cut off. There's no relationship there. Oh my gosh, I forgot to add who my brother's married to right here, but that's probably because I don't like my sister-in-law, but she's supposed to be right there, so pretend. Um anyway, so they're my brother's cut off from both my parents. Now my sister does not have a relationship here with my dad at all. So they're cut off as well. And basically my parents have been cut off from her children, which is really sad. And what we're all kind of dealing with right now. So that's happening. I'm pretty sure that my brother and older sister, they were never really close. And I mean, they might be talking now, but I think it's distant. I think the only commonality that they have is that neither of them talk to my parents. So that's their mutual bonding thing that they have. I used to be so close to my older sister, even though we're like, what is it, 8 years apart? I don't know. She was like very mothering to me, which I never really liked, but can appreciate now that I have daughters and I can kind of see like where she was coming from. But anyway, we have a really strained relationship because I obviously still talk to my parents and have them very involved in my life. So I don't know. It's distant. Anyway. And then again with my older sister and my younger sisters, it's a pretty distant relationship. Me and my little sister, that's 11 months apart. We have a distant relationship. I mean, we're okay. We're on like the level of like I'll like send her TikToks and she sends me memes and it doesn't really go below that. And we like make fun of how we were brought up with in my family. But so that's kind of it. And yeah, she's got two little boys. And I don't really have a good relationship with her husband. So that kind of creates some drama there. And then me and this little sister, we're kind of like far apart. I mean, she lives in a different state, but I'd say we're pretty close. Like she comes and sees me and all that. And like I adore her little boyfriend. So anyway, that's pretty much what's going on with my family right now. Um, I guess some stuff obviously happened before I was born with my parents, and I think there's a lot of issues obviously there with my older brother and older sister and how they were treated when there was, that separation between my parents. But again, like I don't know. I talk to my parents all about it all the time. Like, how can I help what happened to them? So there's some like bitterness there that I still talk to my parents. But anyway, I should add that, again with my nana, I was her caretaker for about a year and a half. She came to live with me when she was, oh, I don't know, like 82, 81. And she was still like doing really well. And she got to love on my little 5-year-old and help me take care of her. Sorry if you can hear Let It Go. My daughters are singing Let It Go while I record this. But anyway, she was like the matriarch of our family and we miss her every day. And I don't know. Hopefully things start getting better and hopefully these lines turn into the cut off but repaired symbols. And I don't know, my family can heal because right now it's like, it's so bad. There's 5 of us and nobody talks hardly. Luckily I have my parents close to me, and they help me a lot with my little ones, but I don't know, I would love to have like a big group gathering Christmas again and holidays and all that. So hopefully things will get resolved. But until then, this is my genogram and That's that. Thanks for watching.